Hello, everyone, and you're very welcome to the Man United Agenda. It's a very much slimmed down panel today, so you're just stuck with the two Irish boys, myself and Colm. You're very welcome, Colm. And also a very welcome to Stephanie Griffith, Brush, Solo, and Bilal in the chat. As you know, people took out the creative pens today, Colm. They basically spewed up anything that they could think of, probably while sitting on the throne. I'm just going to briefly talk about Tushimani because whoever wrote that was clearly haunched down, trousers down around their ankles, sitting on the throne, doing their business, and said to themselves, you know what would be a good idea? Manchester United, Champions League winning £75 million Real Madrid midfielder that would never be coming to Manchester United. Shove them in together and publish a story on them.
You can't make it up, can you? Let's be real. Like what your comments said in our private WhatsApp group, I think there's more chance of that happening than us signing Tchouaméni. I mean, we were discussing this behind the scenes, and whatever this person was on, I think Mr. B would like some, and I think myself and you would not oppose to it either, because if it sends you to Wonderland, then I'll be more than happy. Let's go.
Absolutely. And of course, Colm, as you know, we're on the road to 4K here on the Man United Agenda. We are streaming across YouTube and the Twitter machine today. And we would appreciate it if you would come on over, give us a little subscribe, give us a little like. It helps the channel immensely, and it's absolutely free to do. And as announced yesterday and the last couple of days, there's two. That's nice. Not one, but two shirt giveaways going on at the moment. One is if we happen to get to 4,000 subscriptions, not members, by the start of the season, then that will be one Man United shirt. But then there's something a little special, a little upmarket. And Colm, maybe you want to have a chat about this one.
Yeah, so this is obviously for our members. So if you want to be in a chance for this giveaway, please do pick up your memberships. It helps us, it helps the channel grow, and it helps us to be able to do more things like this. So all you got to do is just sign up to a membership. Each tier equals a number of entries. So the higher the tier, the more entries you'll get into it. What this is this is an authentic signed Brian Robson shirt from obviously his days at Manchester United. It has a certificate of authenticity as well. So once we get to a certain number of members, I'm not going to say what number it is. I'm going to let you guys just pile in. We're going to spin a wheel live on stream with every single member's name on it, and the winner will be receiving this signed Robson shirt. And as you can see in the picture as well, it comes with a certificate of authenticity, so you know that that signature on the back of Robson's shirt there is 110% genuine.
And I'd just like to reiterate, no, Mr. B, you cannot win it. You will not be winning it. Neither will Colm, neither will myself, or anybody that appears on this channel as a regular contributor. Sorry, lads, it's just the way that it is.
Exactly. I mean, it's sat right here, waiting. It's waiting for its new home. So come on, guys, get those memberships in and you can win this wonderful, beautiful shirt.
Absolutely. And Solo's still trying to push the GoFundMe to get Fred back to Manchester United. There's more chance of a van going through Limerick and not ending up on concrete blocks with its wheels gone, to be honest with you. But speaking of plot twists and absolute nonsense at this stage from Manchester United Football Club, Brian Mbeumo, who we've been chasing for the last 5 or 6 weeks, could hit a bit of a snafu. Tottenham Hotspur are taking a shining to Wisa. And if they manage to get the deal to the point where a fee is agreed and Wisa agrees to join them, that could gazump Manchester United's pursuit of Brian Mbeumo, because it's believed, according to Sky Sports, particularly Darmish, I think it was, that reported it earlier today, that if that deal for Weiss is completed, then they are disinclined to have further departures, because they've obviously been picked to ribbons already from other clubs. So what do you think of, I suppose, the farcical situation that we're in that another deal could actually derail ours?
I think we need to look at this realistically. I think we're in massive trouble. They were linked to Kudus. I think it was 6 days ago or something. It's been announced today that he's joining. They've got that deal done. We're now on week 8, week 9, and we're haggling over something like £5 million. It is becoming as much of a joke as our season was last year. It's getting pathetic beyond the point now. I know, obviously, there's reports coming out that Brentford and Mbeumo are getting really frustrated. I know that United, financially, we're not in a great place. But if he is a target that we have just spent 8 weeks on, we cannot afford to let this go. We need to get in and get him signed before Spurs start ramping up the pressure on Wissa. Because like you said, if they get Wissa, and Mbeumo's going nowhere, and we're missing out on another key target, who are we going to get to replace him?
I think we're going to end up probably having Bruno there, but it sounds I don't think there is a plan B, which is the worrying part of this whole transfer saga with Manchester United. It's like all eggs in one basket. The other options get picked off, and then you're left with, oops, at least you tried.
Yeah, but it's a joke. I mean, obviously, if you search the stratosphere and the exosphere, or whatever you want to call it, Twitter sphere, you'll see today that we're looking at hiring a head of recruitment. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this in the middle of a transfer window? Why has this not been done 2 months ago? Why are we doing it now? Because we don't have the money to sign players. So let's put spin. Look what we're doing. We're trying to make ourselves better by hiring people that can come and do a job in the recruitment phase. But unfortunately, we're going to miss out on players this year because, this is taking precedence. We need this guy in to help us in the future. It's bollocks. And that's a pounded swear jar. It is, because it's spin, pure spin. They don't want to fork out this extra $5 million for a player that's probably worth $65 million. If you look at the price of, I know I've been going on about it saying he's not worth this much, but if you're looking at the prices that players are going for, Kudus went for 55 million, and Mbeumo's better than Kudus. So yes, that's probably a 10 million add-on. Just pay the goddamn money. Stop pissing about. Get your fingers from each other's arseholes. Get on the phone, say, here's your 65 million, get him over to Carrington so we can sort out a medical and get it done. Because Amrin wanted people in on Monday for training. We are now on Wednesday, and we've got one player in.
Yeah. And, there has been a lot of potty-related humour today since we started the show. But do you know what the biggest farce of it all, though, Colm, is? I don't know if you kind of went into any depth on that announcement and searching for the head of senior recruitment. But they've engaged an American consultancy company called Sportsology Group. Now, I did a small bit of digging. I have a lot more digging to do. But they've been absolutely lambasted and thrown off the Empire State Building from people over in America for destroying American soccer, as they call it. Football to us over here on this side of the water. So, if we're getting a B-Tech company to come in and provide guidance in appointing someone to this role, are we already starting about 10 miles behind where we should be? Because what chances are we going to get somebody competent if they're not up to the mark?
Like this epitomizes Manchester United. we've got owners that don't give a toss and can't do anything in a transfer window because they're useless and don't know what they're doing and rather focus on the NFL. We've got a minority shareholder and a very big presence in the world of sport, but only if it's cycling, because everything else he's touched has gone to shit. Who can't do anything and just wants to sack people, save as much money as possible. They've even gone as far as not presenting presents at the pre-season matches now because they don't want to. What's their line? What is the actual line that they say?
Familiarity.
Move away from needless ceremony and pomp. Oh, we've got a guest. Hello.
Alan.
Evening, lads. I just caught the start. I've heard the rumblings in the last couple of hours so with the topics you're going on, so I thought I'll jump in. Please carry on what you were talking about.
Oh, it's always good to have you on, mate. Always good. Like I said, needless ceremony and pomp. It's not. It's a cost-cutting exercise. Let's actually look at it. You can't polish a shit. A shit's a shit. You can't polish it.
A turd is the more common phrase.
Common phrase, yeah. I'm Yorkshire. Nothing's common about me. But this is what I mean. So we've got Sir Jim who's cutting costs at every single side, and now we've got this American company in that has got less reviews than probably a hotel in the middle of Baghdad or something. It's absolutely shocking.
Yeah, I heard about this in the last hour or so. Somebody tweeted a Man United account. I don't know what it was, but it was within about 5-10 minutes. It was on another channel. I won't mention his name, but it was going on about it's had really bad reviews. And like I say, you've put my club back 300 years and all that. People were saying it. Some of the comments, they have negative zero influence. This company when it comes to MLS, even though they've got the San Francisco 49ers, the Dodgers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're doing MLS. They got Miami into Miami, but it's like, seriously, you want to go stateside? We're trying to conquer Europe and the English League. Why would we need an American company to try and help us do Europe when we should be getting a European company to be helping us?
By all accounts, Andy, and Bart will know this hotel, it's the Adelphi of consultancy firms.
Yeah, did they have a little corner shop in Yorkshire or something? Is that what it is? They have a little company. Big name, big like a Del Boy thing. Big name, big flashy lights, and you're a small company. You're in a little back cupboard, and that's your office with a mug of tea and a laptop that runs on Windows 95. That's what United have got at the moment by the sound of this.
And Andy, it's kind of apt that you're here because we were talking on Monday about the redevelopment and watching what would happen in terms of buying the land around Old Trafford. And this one is actually going to set Cullum off as well, but there's a 10-year plan, Andy, for the redevelopment.
Hallelujah, brother. The 2035 Women's World Cup final. Do I look like I care at the moment about a 10-year plan? When at the moment we are desperately crying out for investment, players, a style of football, decent ticket prices, and not being promoted. Just spin like a DJ on a turntable. Just spin. So out of touch. It's like if the manager's happy, they're happy upstairs. If everyone's playing it cool, I tell you what, you if this is poker, you're at Vegas. You got playing blackjack. You're gonna have to pull out a fucking blinder in the next few weeks to keep everyone happy. Seriously.
Would you be worried if it takes them 10 years to build that stadium? Because, like, at the end of the day, we've seen Everton, Spurs, And all these other clubs, they're getting their thing done, what, in 18 months, 2 years?
Yeah. Ineos are juggling so many projects. If you look, they're getting sued by Tottenham. They're getting sued by the All Blacks. And you won't want to miss with the All Blacks, man. They're proper rugby, man. Mercedes in F1 as well. So what are they playing at? What are they playing at? They don't want to put their money in. They've just bought into a project and they want to sponge and squeeze money from elsewhere into a project that, man, you'd be lucky to get the car park permits just to get cleared. You might level a few buildings in the immediate area, but you won't even get the first brick into the ground the way things are going with this club.
Yeah, it's fairly shocking. Like we're looking at a situation where we were 15th in the bloody league last year, and we're still kind of doddering over, as you said, a couple of million in the end of the Mbeumo deal. I don't know if you missed that part, but apparently if Wisa goes to Tottenham, if that's curtains, door closed on Mbeumo.
Wow. I've also heard stupid rumours today. Like Jacques Perez is back on for United because Arsenal can't push it across the deal. And, so I've heard some silly, stupid rumours in the last few hours. Omar Barada coming out, my phone buzzed about the website and the information. And, and it's just, man, every day it just makes you what's the term? It makes you want to look elsewhere for entertainment. That's the best way. Look, there's things in life you can walk away from, but you can't walk away from this. But I tell you what, there's other things in life than football. There is to keep you happy. But it's just what it is. If you're emotionally involved in it, it's going to drain you, physically drain you, all United fans.
But it's interesting. We mentioned about Ineos, and the chat is talking about what have they actually done that's improved us. And I don't know if you remember or watch much on the cycling front, Andy and Colm, but there was suspicion of a certain substance being used to enhance performances with the Ineos cycling team. And I'm starting to wonder, did the head of sport from Ineos come in, take a position in United, and hand us the anti-version of that so that he could show that he ran a legitimate operation?
Mr. Beresford. Gruel. Yeah, what was it? The Minions boss. He looks like him, doesn't he? Mr. Beresford. Grew. I don't know. We've been given something. Maybe it's just the atmosphere. It just precedes. There's a dark cloud that can never seem to be removed over this club. Every day is a soap opera. And like yesterday, the other day, Rebel, thank God we ain't doing an Amazon documentary. Top four. Can you imagine it? They just say top four or bust. You know what I mean? Oh.
And then a bastard camera inside in the dressing room picturing Amrin going absolutely apeshit at average players.
Yeah. And you see more tears, another telly getting smashed, chairs flying, and people leaking information about team lineups and all that. Yeah, they'll probably do that. Would probably have happened. A player would have gone, look, that's that to the camera. I'm going to leak the lineup before kickoff. I want the face blurred. You know what I mean? Even though I'm from Wivenshaw. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a big giveaway. But I just wonder where we go, what we do. Every day it's something else to drain you. I want to be positive now. I'm trying to, but it's just so hard with this new stadium. They're trying to promote positivity. Only one signing. Like they're trying to put everything out there, trying to make you look elsewhere, divert everything. Oh, look, there's a nuclear bomb going off over there. It doesn't matter, but at least the attention's away from us. So that's the way the club runs. That's the way that, like you say, the athletic, the journalists, anything for clicks to make us feel down on the club. I've let it be known, like, we're chilled, we're relaxed, but we as fans have to deal with it in our own way, each way, how we like cope. Can we switch off? Some people can't, some people can.
Absolutely. And I just want to say a big thank you, firstly, to I Am Titanium for joining as a member. He's now going to be part of that Robson draw when we get to that number that we are looking for. And then Dermot on Tottenham Hotspur Till We Die. He's thrown us €5. He's saying, big up, guys. Hope you're well. When will United get the Brentford player over the line, and will Spurs hijack the deal? Well, they're attempting to anyway. But
trying to hijack it, but with a different player, yeah.
There is a bit more bad news. I'm like bad news rebel again today.
No, if you let me lose my shite today, rebel, I swear.
Fabrizio Romano in the last 10 minutes has stated that there's been absolutely zero, none, zilch, nada, absolutely frack all bids from Juve for Jadon Sancho. So we're back to square one, where there's no credible reports of the possibility of Jadon not being here at the start of the season.
Something might happen, Rebel. For all the negativity, something positive has to happen. The club have to make and put it out there. Something is happening. For their sake and for our sake, something has to give in the next, between now and, was it our first game's Leeds in, was it Norway? On the 19th,
yeah.
We're playing Leeds. Something has to give within the next, what is it? It's the 11th Friday, and our first game's 7 days away. Something has to give. There cannot be any of the Fab Five or the Bad Five, bad vibes five. It can't be any of them on that pitch, or then go in the following week on a plane to America. So something has to give, and you have to try and think positively. I know it's hard, but it can be done, even though I'm a negative muppet most of the time, because Rebels feeding me conspiracy theories every left, right, and centre. Like JFK and 9/11 and this, that, and the other. So, yeah. So, yeah, you've got to try and be positive, everybody out there, and something has to give in the next 10 days.
But in some good news, now, this has come from Disco Mirror, so bear that in mind. Napoli are back in for Garnacho and trying to get a deal done for the region of £45 million.
Has to be 60. Has to be 60. We need every penny. We have to squeeze everything out of there. And all our players will... If he goes there, he'll win another Scudetto. He'll do well in Europe. He'll do well in the Champions League. But we need maximum profit on anything to come out in the next 10 days.
Absolutely.
It is positive. It is a positive, but it's also a negative. I don't want him to go, but he's a spoiled little brat, and he has to go.
Interestingly, lads, and you say that I've been feeding you all the little nibbles and negative news. I even got Jay to talk about Aubameyang, Vardy, DCL, and who was the other one? Callum Wilson on a full show today after asking him a question yesterday.
Yeah, I was watching some of it last night. Even Jay, oh God, you could slap him with a salmon across the face and he'd still be miserable. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I watched Jay last night. I don't know where we go, what we do. So it's how we react and how we cope with our individual selves on the club.
Absolutely. And
go on,
Sorry. Colin.
This is from Ben Jacobs.
Go on.
And it's in regards to Marcus Rashford and Barcelona. And he said, if Barcelona make a formal approach to Manchester United, Ben Jacobs' understanding is that United will turn around and say, you were ready to pay 58 million for Nico Williams. So our price for Rashford is 40 million and not a loan. So Rashford's staying.
Oh, sweet Lord. Andy, is there anything that we can do that'll save us next season?
Is there anything we can do? Confessions, go to church, pray for something. A meteorite hitting the planet. Oh, Premiership don't get started. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. You want to try and be positive about it, but it just feels like this could be a season where it's every day is an absolute comic book. You know, it's comedy hour every day about it. You know what I mean? Stand up. There's the mic. Go up. One of the players says something. Manager says something. Jim comes out and says something. You could do a stand-up night with all the people at Man United in Manchester City Centre. You know, grab the mic and say something good up and try and take the piss out of the club. But I don't know. I really don't know. If Rashford stays, it's going to be absolute anarchy. Because you're going to have the fans backing him. You know, I'm going to go to the manager and Rashford training hard, X, Y, and Z. Why aren't he playing me? Why aren't he playing me? But for anybody to stay, I mean, if Anthony stays, I'm cool with that. If Anthony stays, I still use Anthony for this season. He's okay. Tyrese Malacia, I'd say if he has to stay, but we have to use him, so be it. But the other ones, no, they have to go. They really have to go.
Absolute. And I don't know if you spotted it, but there's another well-known United channel. And he kind of did a whole no shit Sherlock moment where he said, even though he's on a free, Vlahovic is massively injury prone.
Yeah, massively injury prone. Yeah, it was Adam. Yeah, we got it. Oh, but sometimes if you don't go in for free transfers, you've got to at least look at it. Even say Jamie Vardy, Callum Wilson, free transfers. Jesus, is this like? Wow, this is the summer of freebies. There's not many good freebies about, mate.
Actually, I didn't realize Adam had actually said it. It was a different person that I he likes Pratt, the person I found it on.
Not Cole. I was thinking of more for every United TV. He was going on about free transfer, and it's a Juventus player.
I obviously trying to find updates as we're going on here, and obviously I've got Spurs friends, so I try and keep an eye on things. I've just read that Kudus, obviously, who's signed for Spurs, Tottenham, bear in mind this is Tottenham, have managed to negotiate the deal down. They wanted 65 million and they've negotiated it down 10 million to 55.
What, for Mbeumo?
No, for that Kudus.
All right. So why are we getting rinsed?
Exactly. What?
Is it a United tax? Is it the United tax?
I think it's because people know we're desperate. I've said this in private chat. I think people know we're desperate. So they're like, well, you're desperate, so we're going to make you pay. Because you're going to pay it. Because
so
you need
did
players.
Wolves make us desperate? Or was that negotiated fair and square? Is it?
No, because didn't Cunha have a
release? He had a release
release
clause, didn't he?
Yeah. He had a release clause.
So,
and Mbeumo doesn't have one.
So Wolves didn't rinse us. So it's a Man United tax, and we're getting rinsed. We get rinsed off Brentford 4-0 on the pitch, and we're getting rinsed off them off the pitch. So, dear, oh dear, oh dear.
And it gets better. I asked Colm to look up a goalkeeper for me before the start of the show because obviously he is a goalkeeper, and I defer to him in all things keeper related. And essentially, he told me that John Victor is the Brazilian Marcelo Taibi.
I don't think I went that far. I said he's not a first choice goalkeeper. Nowhere near. Not for United. Like I went and watched a few clips, like you do when you don't. I don't watch Brazilian football, so I've gone and done a bit of research. Yes, he does save shots. but he doesn't look comfortable doing so. He saved a penalty and pushed it straight back into the middle of the box instead of pushing it wide because he had flat hands, just like Onana did. He's tipping stuff. Yeah, no, there's things that I've seen, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not sure that you are quite cut out. That's just my opinion.
That's fair enough, mate. Opinions, goalkeepers cost a premium now, just like strikers and midfielders.
Yeah. Tis a funny old world that we're living here with Manchester United at the moment.
I won't be surprised if all our transfer stuff is done within the last couple of days of the transfer window. This will probably be now. We might get the Brentford lad near the end. It's Premier League, and we'll get a few more in.
We need somebody before. We need somebody for. Like, I don't understand why we haven't got him for this Rios lad. Because we're going to lose him now. He's going to go to an Italian team. And he's worth 25 million. That's how much they want. 25 million.
I don't think we've got any. Oh, shit. Our Wonga loan's knackered. Man, I would say, Jay, was it Man United? Man United have got a credit of about £90 million they could use.
Yeah.
They could use that. But why don't they use that? We just use that to get across the line for one transfer. You know what I mean? Because the difference is, if you get him, you get the Brentford lad, that's the difference between getting in Europe and not getting in Europe next season. Because if United don't finish anywhere like 6th or 7th, you ain't getting nothing, lad. And the fans will get punished again. More season ticket increases. More it'd be like, I won't be surprised if it's £120 for a match day ticket.
Do you know what the frustrating thing is, Andy? Alanga's been sold now to Newcastle. We're getting 8.5 for there. That's your differential in the Mbeumo deal. And I think the first one where we can kind of judge Ineos on, Alvaro Fernandez, we sold him for basically a bag of walkers. He's now going to Real Madrid for €50 million.
Yeah, we should have gone for a Twix and a Greggs while we were at it. I won't be surprised if we're just going to get little snippets of the Alanga money and the Fernandez deal. We'll just get a snippet here. We'll probably get about 2 million one this year, 2 million further down. We won't get 6-7 million up front to push another transfer for it. We'll get it in snippets. That 8-9 million from Newcastle, we won't see the full amount this year. Because Nottingham Forest will use that to power their transfer budget.
Very true.
I'm not going to look at that anymore because it's just winding me up. I mean, obviously, you mentioned about it earlier about this. We all knew this renovation project was coming out. They've announced this today because there's no transfer deals happening. Obviously, typical PR spin. Look what we're doing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want to know why. I want to know why it's going to take 10 months to put up a tent, a big circus tent, when I've seen circuses do it in 6 hours. It's a joke. The whole thing is a joke. And we're stuck now. They've got what they wanted. We are stuck with the Glazers and Ineos. They're not going nowhere because they're going to earn billions of pounds from this renovation project.
You know what? I seen a TikTok today. Somewhere in China, they've made this revolutionary technology where they can have this big dome, controlled environment temperature, and they blow it up, and they can build a building underneath it and inside it and deflate it, and they can do it within about a year to 2 years. I seen it today. It was up in a Japanese town. In China somewhere, and they were and this is construction technology. Why the frig aren't we trying to get this type of technology to get the ground to use it to get this going?
Probably costs it probably costs
a Lego set where that won't go into that and that is going into that. We'll end up with a bleeding we'll end up with a bleeding shed or something. We'll end up with a shed with no doors. That's the way United would probably construct this bleeding stadium.
Do you know what it is? It's probably because they'll probably charge us £50 million to use this thing, and obviously then everything on top to build it. But United will be like, no, we'll give you 25 million. And they're like, no, it's not negotiable. It's 50 million. No, 15 million now because you're... come on, we've seen what's happening at the club. Everyone's getting sacked. Soon we're going to have Bruno Fernandes taking a penalty, then he's going to run up into the stands, go into concourse and start serving people pies because we're not going to have enough staff.
Here's an interesting one for you, Andy. I don't know if you kept abreast of what's happening in Ireland, but our wonderful government built the bike shed to house bicycles over here at the cost of 300 grand for to house 17 bicycles.
That's the type of thing Man United will probably do. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing, like, bring you back, lover, bring you back to match day. Don't drive the car to the stadium. Ride your bike day, your Old Trafford. You know what I mean? Bring your bike, show your bike off, and wear United shirt with pride to a United match. It wouldn't surprise me. You know what I mean? Father and son riding the bike on the main road, outside Old Trafford, sponsored by whatever.
Ineos.
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot about that. The Ineos bike day at Old Trafford. Ride around Old Trafford while there's a building site next door. So, yeah, you have to ride and navigate the building site. And if you get through the building site safe and sound, you have to sign a non-disclosure that you won't sue the club if anything happens as you're going through.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. Me, Galileo.
No. Can we talk about something a little bit more fun, Rebel?
Come on, Rebel. There's got to be some chills, man. Some United funny stuff.
No, before I forget, let me bring this up because this can involve Andy and it involves all the chat as well. So I want to bring this up. We are looking at potentially producing our own kind of clothing as well. We have got some mock-ups. So as you can see, we have an Amad Diallo t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese Magnifico. Obviously, the Agenda hoodie.
I like that. Yeah. In black maybe as well.
They'll be available in different colours. King Cole, you got two versions of King Cole. You got this one and the one with the badge behind it. And then finally the Agate.
Nice. Very nice.
So these are obviously in very early stages. We're just coming around with ideas. We want to get people's thoughts. You'll love a dartboard one. I could try and put one on a dartboard for you.
How about Glazer's face on one?
Yeah,
as a dartboard, you know what I mean? The Glazer dartboard, the Man United Agenda Glazer dartboard. You throw, and you feel the pain. Dab, 180 right between the eyes. It's a bit darker now, but I don't care.
I'll see if I can get one done.
Jim Ratcliffe one, yeah.
Yeah, we try and get stuff done. It's just an idea. We want to see, obviously, what people's thoughts were. That's all.
I have an idea for one. A Bob the Builder one for the Old Trafford Stadium.
Yeah, Bennett, yeah. Bob the Builder has got a Man United hat on. Yeah. Can I fix it? Can I? Finish the sentence yourself, people.
If you would like to see some of those concepts brought into fruition, give us a yes in the chat. There's 122 of you there, so
a couple of mugs as well. Bring some mugs out with like that. Glaze his face on it. Glazing us. You know what I mean? And you got, you know what I mean? The Glazer's face turns into Jim Ratcliffe as you pour your hot water in.
That'd be great. Well, once you finish
there's Jim. Well.
Once you've finished it, there's writing at the bottom saying bank balance empty.
Yeah, because you're at tea and it's like, yeah, tea empty, bank balance empty.
Talk amongst yourselves there briefly. I'm putting a poll up.
Oh, okay. So let's. Because I don't know whether we got your opinion really. So obviously we've seen that Vlahovic is coming on. Is going to be a free agent completely. We know obviously of his injury record, but is he? It looks like Højlund's going to be staying at the club. It looks like he doesn't want to go. He wants to stay. Would he be the right striker to bring it in for Rasmus to be the second to, or do you think we need somebody that's a little bit more? What's the word I'm looking for?
He's better than Jamie Bleeding Vardy and Calvert-Lewin. Jesus Christ.
What about Callum Wilson?
Wasn't United linked with him years ago when he was at Bournemouth?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think Newcastle paid a stupid amount of money for him.
But he's a free agent now, Callum Wilson.
Why not? If you can pick up a couple, if you don't want Jamie Vardy and Calvert-Lewin, you get the other two on freebies. Why not? Why not? Anything's better than an empty crisp packet.
Hear me out. We knock on myself and you, Wendy. We drive down to Waz's gaff. We knock on his door and say, Wazza, you've 6 months to get fit, or we're signing your arch nemesis.
Jesus Christ, Wazza. Yeah. I would definitely look at Callum Wilson and the other lad. Yeah, why not? Is Calvin Wilson injury prone?
I think he's had a couple of injuries, Annie, this season.
Because I remember Ollie's made a bid for him before we got. Oh God, it was in 2020. We were inquiring about him before we got. Was it I forgot. Was he the Nigerian lad? Oh, he played for United. What?
Igalo.
Yeah, we got it before we got him, but we inquired about Wilson. I do remember it. Bournemouth wanted like 25 to 30 million pound.
At this rate, I'd take Weghorst back, just so we've got somebody up front. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely consider it. Look, I consider it. Look, that transfer. Why not Wilson? Why not the other lad? The other two previously, I wouldn't even touch him with a barge pole.
We're getting desperate.
Not
really
yet.
Desperate.
We're not on the markdown section at Asda yet. We're not there yet. We're not on the markdowns. We're nearly there, but we're not yet.
Here, Andy, what about the striker for the paddock? Is he any good?
What, Ronaldo? Oh, yeah, he's good. Ronaldo's good. Yeah, definitely. Ronaldo Brown, yeah, he's a good striker for the Stretford Paddock football team. He'd do a job for United without a doubt. He's good. I've seen him play. But let's be realistic. I've got a phone. Somebody's knocking at my door. I'll be back in a minute, guys. I'm sorry.
No worries, Andy. Take your time. I'm going to ask you so, Colin, while we're waiting for the return of Andy. Yet another ridiculous transfer rumour put out there that the price for James McAtee of Manchester City has been set at 20 to 25 million, claims that Manchester United could be sniffing around. There's no way in heck that the blue side of Manchester is ever going to sell us anybody that could potentially bite them in the keister, is there?
No, not a chance. Why would the people that hate us more than most ever give us a player that's got any potential whatsoever? You know, they only steal our players, such as the famous Judas, that is Carlos Tevez. And yeah, we're never going to get him. What moron is actually putting this kind of news out? Really? That's like us going, oh yeah, we've just been told by Man City we can sign Phil Foden from him for 35 million. Yeah, we can. Oh, what's that? Erling Haaland. Oh, we're getting Erling Haaland as well for 60 million. It's just not going to happen, is it? I'm not saying James McAtee's good as them, but he has the potential to be as good as them in the future because he's only a young player. I think people need to stop reading through Twitter or, getting bored at home and going on there going, right, what can I put out? Let's chat GPT, give me a random piece of rubbish, and then sticking it out there. You need to go out and touch grass, go for a walk, climb a hill, climb a cliff, go play football, do something, because it's getting beyond dull now, all these fake stories coming out.
I do know one player that probably gladly drive down the road to Old Trafford. Jackie Grealish.
Jack Grealish can drive to Old Trafford if he wants, but I hope when he gets there, he's stopped at the nice gates, told to turn back round and mosey on back, because I don't want him.
What nice gates? We don't have gates.
No, just any gates. I'm hoping he turns up at Sir Jim's house. Those gates, and then it's like, no, just go back now.
Andy, I think we're going to get
sort of a bit of a little emergency in the building, but it'll sort itself out. What we were talking about.
We were just saying there that there's ridiculous rumours going around about Manchester City setting prices for the likes of James McAtee at 20-25 million. But we were saying that if Manchester United knocked on the door, even if we were top bid, we probably would not be able to get it across the line. But they probably would offer us Jackie Grealish.
I'd take Jack Grealish. Why not? You need a bit of a character in the dressing room. So I don't know. My Man City probably take the mick out of us and pull the plug at the last minute on the deal.
We've got 3 characters in the dressing room. We're trying to get rid of them because they're causing us trouble. Don't want Grealish, who's causing City trouble as well. Well, then again, we'll never see Grealish because he'll be out on piss all the time.
Actually, one final story, because it's just had to pop it up in my screen, as Joe Duffy would say. There's been developments apparently in Douglas Luiz, as Juve have reported performed a drastic transfer U-turn, and they might be willing to do business with United for Douglas Luiz. If he turned up in our jersey, would you be happy, Andy?
Yeah, I'll be all right with that. Yeah, definitely. Douglas Luiz, he can bring his girlfriend as well to Old Trafford while he's at it. We all know who she is, and she plays for the Man United girls team. Why not? But I'd definitely consider him. I know he didn't do that much well at Villa, but anything is an improvement to the squad. I know he's injury prone. He didn't score very much at Villa. I think he got 6 goals last year. I mean, there's potential. Ollie Watkins as well. We're still looking at Ollie Watkins and him up front next season. Why not? You get a couple of strikers. I'd take Ollie Watkins as well as Douglas Luiz, definitely.
Actually, some of the finer detail is they'd even allow a loan, apparently.
What, for Douglas Luiz?
For Douglas Luiz.
Why not? Why not? Oh, yeah, sort of like a Jadon Sancho transfer. Yeah. If it's got legs, let it run.
Yeah, loan option. That's what I'd do. Loan option to buy. I'd take him. I'd take Luiz. 100%. But there's a certain Premier League striker that looks like might be going overseas. That I'm not 100% sold on, but I think he would do all right in this Amarin system. I'm not quite sure why I would not try to enter a deal, and that's Evan Ferguson.
Interesting.
He's currently in talks. Well, the Roma and Brighton are currently in talks for a season-long loan.
Wasn't United linked with him at one point?
At one point we were, yeah. But they're open to loaning him out this season as long as the salary is covered.
And United can't afford the salary. So it's probably like, this is why we're probably looking at freebies. We can't complete a transfer. Or we use the money elsewhere then. Go for someone. If you can't get the lad from Brentford, go and get Ollie Watkins. So use that 60 million for elsewhere then. If you can't negotiate 2 million more, use that 62 and use it to get some other strikers and players. I mean, it's logical, isn't it? It's logical to do.
I mean, it's his wage. Evan Ferguson's wage per week is £30,000.
No, that's not bad. That's not a bad set. It's not a bad shout to look at, but Man United actually looking at this, or is still more interested in advertising some recruitment for a recruitment officer to get some transfers. So that's what appears to be more United style at the moment. Advertising a job, the job that we need filling to get us players, and they're more interested in filling that.
Interestingly, Andy, obviously as an Irishman, I've watched the Irish team struggle with a lot of quality. But Evan Ferguson, who was once seen as the Irish Wayne Rooney in terms of his ability to score goals, unfortunately, he's behind Ida, he's behind Troy Parrott, he's behind a whole plethora of Irish players. I think they were even linking him with Celtic. So I'm not sure -9 or him that there'd be much of a difference in them.
Fair enough. It's the way the transfer rumour goes. Can I add something, please? I've noticed this Man United our first away game has been switched to Sunday, Fulham 4:30. When are we going to start getting 3 p.m. kickoffs? Do you think we'll get many 3 p.m. kickoffs this season? Because we had 2 last year. 2. That even when we're not in Europe, we're not doing well. We've got 1 game a week. Man United will not get a 3 p.m. kickoff. So we're home to Arsenal R4, Fulham's R4. What's Burnley going to be? I expect Chelsea and City will not be 3 o'clock. I accept that. Last season we got Brentford, and I think it was Wolverhampton Wanderers or something like that. Something silly. But how many 3 p.m.s are we going to get this year? Do you think we'll get any? Or Man United are so desperate and skint, they'll take the TV money. So it'll be like R5, Friday night, Monday night, Sunday night. It won't surprise me.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, apparently a lot of them.
Not been announced yet. I know that, but that's just been confirmed this afternoon.
Yeah, because a lot of them are saying 3 p.m. or 8 p.m. at the moment.
Believe me, mate, I won't be. Man United won't in the first 10 games. Man United will not get 3 p.m. kickoff.
No,
I won't be surprised. We won't get 3. We won't get 3 o'clock one till Christmas.
And do you know why that is? Probably because they'll play us over in America. They put us on the late kickoffs, and then they put us on the 12 o'clock kickoffs just because it's a TV pick. And as you said, until the watershed goes down, Man United and 3 o'clock probably just won't exist.
Yeah, we're led by the stupid rules from the 60s that need to be abolished. We need 3 o'clocks again. That's what God created Saturdays for any form of football. 3 o'clock. But unfortunately, I don't think we'll see any 3 p.m.s till at least Christmas. And even then, when the FA Cup starts, a Sunday R4, 7:45 on a Saturday night.
And this is actually an interesting point, and it's probably a good one to round off on. How weird is it going to be not having Boxing Day kickoffs this year?
It's the way it falls because Christmas Day is a Friday. Is a Thursday, yeah. Christmas Day is a Thursday, Boxing Day is a Friday, and the weekend schedule is Saturday. So it will be weird, but TV will screw everyone over and pick games for that Boxing Day night or Boxing Day Friday. So it is weird, but I can also see it giving players a rest. They're playing it's a Saturday thing, innit? So was that last year? Playing games on a Sunday, wasn't it? Boxing Day was a Sunday last year or something like that. So it's the way it is, and it's just so disappointing. The game's gone. There's too much TV. They even voted. Was it yesterday? Some Liberal, they wanted to vote on a vote to give 10 free matches, free to air games to free to air TV, normal TV, terrestrial TV, free 10 games, and it got outvoted by about 86 voted for it, and the rest in the House of Commons voted against it. This is why everybody's so out of touch with the common football fan. We've lost the FA Cup now on terrestrial TV this season. What we gonna get? What football have we got live this season on terrestrial TV? Zip, zero, none. So it's no wonder people. Oh, have I got a fire stick? Have I got a firewall? Oh, sod that! I'm not paying. Why should we pay stupid prices? So you don't blame people for doing it.
Very true. And actually, I suppose the final thing is obviously the World Cup malarkey that FIFA have forced on clubs is coming to its final stages. But the teams that were involved in it, obviously, they now have basically been running since the start of last season. Could we see a bit of a hangover from them coming into pre-season and into the start of this season? Could it be a good time to play your Chelseas in the first 2 or 3 games of this season?
City, yeah, it's possible. I mean, in our league, definitely, I don't see PSG having a hangover. I really don't. I could see Real Madrid having a hangover, really, because this is, so we're looking at a Chelsea PSG final. Is that right?
Yeah.
So,
yep.
That's what it's looking at. It's going to be this weekend. And we're at stupid key for the trophy, which will unlock and twist and open the trophy. So who gives a toss about that? But you could see some fatigue in Chelsea and City. Then when you have Liverpool, if they get into this competition, and when they do it, they'll be crying. So if United ever get there, will United go in it?
Oh, God, I hope not.
I'm surprised Barcelona. I was so surprised Barcelona were never in it.
There was certain criteria, weren't there? And apparently they didn't meet it. I don't know whether it's because of the financial issues, but yeah. I mean,
Well, if you bagged the European Cup in the last 10 years, I thought it might qualify you. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Chelsea re-entered into it. I can't remember when they last won the European Cup, to be fair.
2021. Yeah, 2021 Chelsea.
2021. Oh, well, there you go. I don't really care what Chelsea do, to be honest with you. But I don't think when Chelsea will come into the season with any fatigue, I think that they're going to have a more cohesive unit because they've signed players and they've got them playing together already in competitive games, which is only going to benefit them.
Yeah, because it's like a pre-season tournament in itself, and they're like friendlies. The competition is artificial, so the sort of friendlies aren't there, but the competitive friendlies. So, yeah, City might have an hangover. Fingers crossed. Chelsea, who knows? We'll wait and see. Everybody will know where they stand after 10 Premiership games this season, where your season's going.
I mean, obviously Chelsea have got to the final and they've already earned £50 million just to get to the final. So if they beat PSG, it's what, 100 million that they get?
90, I think.
Well, there you go, 90 million. That's 90 million extra they've got. They don't need it, but
they don't need it. But well, if they want to donate, with manunited.com, donate it to us.
We've got Chelsea. If any Chelsea players or fans or anybody that runs the business side, we've got a really good player, and we'll sell him to you really cheap. We'll do a good offer for you, 50 million. He wears the number 7. He's called Mason Mount. He's a fantastic player.
Here,
I think if they win that, if they think they've just actually paid for Garnacho's transfer with that.
Probably.
So let's hope that money comes our way.
well, they're getting 50 odd million for Bukele, aren't they, from Arsenal?
Mm.
Oh dear.
People are offering 55 millions and 50 millions for people, and we can't even get 30 million. We can't get anything for like the likes of Rashford and Sancho and Garnacho. Nobody's interested.
Well, I did say to Jay as well yesterday, the difference between signing Alanga and signing Rashford over a 4-year contract in wages is probably 40 million.
No, it's tragic, innit? It's tragic that Rashford can only have one Bugatti Veyron, not two. You know what I mean? So it's tragedy. And here's me on my mountain bike. You know what I mean?
Stay positive, guys. Come on, we've got a new stadium in the next 10 years. Stay positive.
Yeah. This is what it's about. That's how Mr. B. It's not about winning. It's about building the biggest stadium with no team in it. That's what it's about, innit? Yeah.
Andy, to close out, let people know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Man United agenda once, twice, 3 times a lady, as Lionel Richie would say. Subscribe. We're on the road to 4,000 and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear would say, to infinity and beyond. And I'll be here again next week on a day of my choosing. And subscribe. You catch me on the Stretford Paddock. I'll be commentating on the games next season. Let's get to 900,000 on the Stretford Paddock as well. You seen Jay here last night. Jay is a commuter. He comes in, comes out, catches the tram in, catches the tram out, and let's all be one happy Man United family.
Absolutely. And if you want a chance to win that Robbo jersey, you know what to do. We will let you know when we've reached the goal. And one of you, excluding Mr. B, myself, sorry, Andy, you're not able to win it either. And
shite. Fucking shite.
But we have been the Man United Agenda. This has been your Wednesday show. We will be back tomorrow, and hopefully we won't be as negative. But don't count on it. Good night, all.
Good night.